have a goal to read down my physical TBR. I love having a large library. I love having a big selection of things to read. However, at 250 plus books, it's starting to get overwhelming. There are so many people that have started a read down your shelves, read down your TBR type of a video. Those are all over my feed and I absolutely love them. Last year I did a series called TBR 2.0 and that is by no means going away, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. For Christmas, I received a book stamp, something that has my channel name on it, and I'm able to personalize the books that I want to keep in my library. However, it's something that's permanent, and that means that I need to be 100% certain that I want to keep the book. Because once you personalize something, you can't really resell it. And that's where should I stamp it began. Because I'm not going to go crazy and try to stamp every book in my library. That stamp is something that the book is going to have to earn. I only want to stamp my favorite books, the ones that I know I will keep for years to come. And so in this vlog series, I am going to be picking books from my shelves in a variety of different ways. And then in the vlog, I will decide if I want to stamp it or not. Welcome back to the next episode of Should I Stamp It? This month I'm very excited because we're going to be using the Tarot Readathon to pick our books for Should I Stamp It. I feel like I've never solidly participated in Tarot Readathon because it happens right on the heels of the Amazing Readathon. I'm usually burnt out, but I feel like this month, this year, is going to be the year for it. I'm very excited about it, okay? We have our Night Circus tarot deck. I have several tarot decks. Okay, here's the thing. I don't talk about this a lot, but I have a lot of tarot decks. I have oracle decks. I've got a lot of things. We might see them at some point but I'm going to be using this one, I think. Just because I haven't really worked with this one that much. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now we're going to be picking as we go. So we're going to pick a card, read the book kind of thing. But if you watch my TBR, you know that I already did this for my first book. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're like, what is the Tarot Readathon? Let me introduce you to Deja and Noelle, who put on the Tarot Readathon. There's a prompt for every single card in the tarot deck and they are pretty vague prompts for the most part, so I'm going to be using those prompts and we're going to be picking books, and they're going to all be books from my shelves because they're books obviously that I need to know if I want to stamp them or not. In previous episodes we haven't really had a hit. We haven't really, like, you know, maybe we have one, maybe two books, so I'm hoping for a win this time. I'm hoping that we will get some good books. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens, but I feel like the tarot deck is gonna be nice. I'm probably jinxing myself. Anyways. So if you watched my TBR, I'll link it up above if you haven't seen it or if you forgot, because I'm pretty sure this video is gonna be going out like much later. It's gonna be at the end of the month. But my first book is going to be Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorick. I love Reign of Shadows and Endings. Like, look, okay? I have several copies of this book. I love this series, but I haven't started her other series, and that's what we're going to do. This is actually her first series. I actually should have started with this one because they're all kind of in the same universe, even though they do, like, they are standalones, they're separated, but I'm pretty sure that like these characters make an appearance in Reign of Shadows and Endings. So this is about our main character, Scarlet, I believe. Owned by a ruthless assassin lord, Scarlet Monroe and her two sisters have been trained since they were children to torture and take life. They are the most feared trio on the continent, but they are also wild and unpredictable. A tragic night has Scarlet finding herself locked away in a noble's household, trapped and forgotten until she's ready to fall into line. I picked this one specifically because it also matches our team's bonus for the week, which is a resilient character, and I feel like that's definitely going to speak to that. So here we go. Let's start the month and let's see if we can get some wins this month. Hello. I've made it to chapter 8 of Lady of Darkness, and I just have to say that once again, I absolutely love Melissa's writing. I love her characters. This is most definitely a resilient character. This is a character who is doing what she has to do to survive, to make it in, make it in the world, and try to be the badass that we all know she is. I also really like the disability rep in this. Now, it's not specific about what it is, but it's like it's very vague, but she like has to take this tonic, and she's always had to take this tonic, and it like she has to do it at a very specific time, and I don't know what kind of disability it is, because at first I was like, oh, it's birth control or something like that, in which I guess it could be, but they're calling it an ailment. That's all they say. But I like it. It makes her real. It makes her like she like goes up to him like this, like her mentor, and was like, do not treat me like I am ill or that I am less than because I have to take this tonic. It does, this is why I don't tell people about it, because I don't want I don't want people to think less of me. I'm still a badass. Um, and I love her. So yeah, I don't know, like there's something that Melissa can do, like even within the first few chapters of a book, that just make you fall in love with a character, and they make you like she makes you want to root for her. Like, do I know what's going on as far as the romance is concerned, or like who the love interest is? Because there's like a couple of different people, and I'm sure that are like all going to be intertwined within the series, because this is a pretty long series. And like so I don't know the like dynamics of what's going on in the story as far as the character relationships, but I don't care. I'm rooting for Scarlet. We're rooting for Scarlet here. Yeah. Also, Laura Horowitz is the narrator for this, and I love her. I actually got to meet her at Romantasy BookCon because I had a couple narrators there, and she is the sweetest person on earth. But her voice is just so melodic and so beautiful. So yeah, I was listening to it last night while I was doing some admin stuff, some tasks. I was like building my content calendar and stuff for me and my authors, and trying to get organized because it was the first of the month. And so yeah, I found out, I was like, oh wow, I've listened to quite a bit. I was just like very engrossed in the story. So that's exciting. So yeah, I just wanted to give you like a little bit of an update. I'm here at the office today, and so I have to work, but I don't have any meetings, I don't think, today. All my meetings were yesterday, and then I think tomorrow I have one. But who schedules a meeting 3:00 in the afternoon the day before the 4th of July? Who does that? It's so annoying. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I have a lot of reports to do because we're at the end, like it's the end of the quarter. Like June was the end of the quarter. And so I have to like create all of the reports for the stores that all got audited this past quarter. And like, I do this like competitive ranking system where it's like, oh, because they're all very competitive. So I'm like, well, this store did better than you in their audit, so haha. Because then it makes them better the next time. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and that means that I'm just going to be listening to an audiobook. So I do need to get to work though. So I will chat with you later. I'm wearing your t-shirt. It smells like roses after rain. Thou art storm. I tried to flirt, but you mess with neurons in my brain. When I see you, it's like being struck by lightning. I'm giddy, I'm nervous, and it's honestly so frightening. Yeah, I have read all about it, but it's different living around it. What do I call this feeling? Feet on the ground, head in the sky. Real life, but like I'm dreaming, floating above it 10 feet high. I can't describe. Hello, happy Thursday. It's the 3rd, and I am not nearly as far as I wanted to be into this book. I'm about 130 pages into Lady of Darkness. Am I enjoying this? Yes. Okay. When I'm reading it, I'm really liking it. However, I'm just like finding other things to do. I've been like catching up on YouTube. I've been like, some like longer podcast style videos because I feel like I was doing so much for like during Amazing. And I wasn't able to watch a lot of YouTube. So, I've been doing that at work, like both days that I was in the office. So, that being said, I have not read as much. I think that I'm doing myself like a disadvantage because I'm like almost comparing this to Reign of Shadows and Endings, and it is very much not that. However, I still very much love our character. Like Scarlet has my whole heart. I love her. That's the news, I guess. It's not like I'm not obsessed with this book the way that I was with Reign of Shadows and Endings, but I'm still having a good time, and like I can see where this series could progress to where I will love this, because it is a much longer series than, well, I guess is it? Yeah, I guess it's what, 6 books, something like that. I don't know. It's a much longer series. So there's that. I don't know how, like, I don't have a lot to talk about. I feel like I am like a terrible vlogger. I was like editing my last amazing vlog, which really felt like it kind of just fell apart. My life is in shambles right now. It's fine. I did go to Barnes & Noble today. I brought you along for that. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go. I was around in the area and I was like, I'm just gonna go see what they have. And I actually found this really cool book that, like, I just kind of walked in and I don't know anything about it. But it's The Monster in the Last Blood Match by K.A. Lind. I think this is the same author, I think, that wrote the Wren and the Holy Library, I think, which I haven't read yet, but I've heard good things about. And it's like a chosen one vampire romance. Power, hunger, obsession. For Raina Carpenter, giving up her body isn't a choice, it's survival. So humans are currency, vampires rule the shadows. Raina accepts a high-paying position among the wealthy and ruthless elite. Her new job, a live-in blood escort for the enigmatic and dangerously powerful Beckham Anderson. What this sounds like is House of Hunger, but make it a romantasy. Because she's gonna, like, probably fall in love with the vampire, right? I imagine. But it kind of feels like it's kind of got this, like, House of Hunger vibes to it. But it had these, like, really pretty sprayed edges, and I was just immediately drawn to the cover. And I'm like, I'm gonna try it. So there's that. I knew I was forgetting something. I also went to Swig. I haven't been to Swig in a really long time, because they, like, we don't work with them anymore. They have grown up and they're on their own now. But their summer menu was back and I wanted to try it. And so this is the Dragonata. It's a blended lemonade. Well, so it's normally blended with Sprite and lemonade. I had them swap it out for Fresca because I don't like Sprite. I feel like it has too strong of a taste, whereas Fresca is just a little bit more mellow. And then it's got like a dragon fruit puree and I think pineapple syrup in it too. It is delicious. It is such a nice summer treat. So there's that. That's what I've been doing today. I just dropped off a ton of books at the post office. This is the second trip that I made in the last week to the post office because of my Pengo order. Like, I just had so many Pengo orders, which is great. I love it. Because that means I have, you know, money on Pengo. It's a whole thing. It's basically like free books at that point. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. I have Patreon sprints in question mark half an hour, so I need to get ready for that, and then I'm gonna clean my office tonight while I'm on sprints and also fix my lights. So I have LED lights, if you can see them. Like, I have these big bulb lights, but then I also have this thing of a strip of LED lights, and for some reason half of them don't work. So I'm gonna replace them because I have like what's left of the strip. So like they came with 2 rolls, I only need 1. So I have another roll. And that's what I'm gonna do this evening while I'm on sprints, and then like just clean up the office. Tomorrow's the 4th of July, so obviously do not have to work. We have the parade that will come down our street in the morning, and then we're just gonna go to the pool tomorrow, chill. But yeah, I would like to read a good chunk of Lady of Darkness in, like, I mean, it'd be nice if I could do it all in sprints tonight, but I don't think that's possible. Yeah, I have like 5.5 hours left at my current listening speed, so I won't be able to finish it tonight unless I just like zone out and listen to the whole thing. Anyways, that's my update for right now. I'm gonna finish this and go get ready for sprints. Hello, it has been a little bit of time since I have chatted with you on this vlog. I took a break for Summerween and then stopped doing that vlog too. It's been a thing. This week has been so weird. But I do have news for you. So I finished Lady of Darkness and I really enjoyed it. It's not as good as Reign of Shadows and Endings, and I think that was part of, like, that's part of the problem, is that I was like comparing it to that book. And Reign of Shadows and Endings will forever be like a favorite book of, you know, all time. I'm going to reread the whole series before the 4th one comes out, I think in November, which is like gonna be weird that I like read a whole series of books in a single year twice. I don't think I've ever done that before, but I think I'm gonna give this one 4? Maybe, I could be convinced that it's 4.5 stars, but I think we're gonna settle on 4, and for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to stamp it, but only because there are so many special editions of this book and of this series. I own 2 of them, right? So I have this one, but I don't know if they're going to continue the series with this special edition. And then Fairy Loot just announced a new one. And I'm like, do I want this? I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. Because I have, like, there's so many good special editions that are like, that are being announced right now, and I'm like, I have to save my money. I have to do something. And so I'm like, I don't know. And the reason why I'm like hesitant about it, Sarah Simone just announced that she's starting a Kickstarter for Priest, which I know I will be getting, but there's no price on the Kickstarter yet because it hasn't launched yet. And I was like, I have to save my money for that. So we're gonna be smart. I think I'm gonna keep this one for now for sure, but I'm not going to stamp it because if I do decide I want a different special edition, or if they don't continue this series, then I could potentially want to sell it. Today is cursed. It is cursed. My battery died. Anyways, special editions. That's what's scary about special editions, is once you read them and you're like, if it's not an all-time favorite, do I want to keep it forever, essentially, which is what I'm asking when I stamp it. So anyway, let's move on. It's still the Tarot Readathon. It's also Weekend at Timmy's today, which is hosted by Brittany over at Brittany Loves Reading. And so I'd like to be able to find my next book that will also match that. In addition to that, I am finding that I can't read romantasy right now. I am like, I don't know, I'm very much like craving contemporary stories, thrillers, or like I can't even do horror right now because that's not even like contemporary-ish. I really want like either a contemporary romance or a thriller, something quick. And I don't know why I'm feeling that way, but this was like, despite loving it while I was reading it, it was a struggle to like focus on it. I think my brain is just, it's struggling right now this month. I'm not in a slump. I'm just, there's a lot going on in my life. And so I don't know, I just can't focus on big stories right now. So let's hope for the tarot deck to like behave and listen and, you know, tarot deck behaving. That's hilarious. So here we go. I'm gonna like, I swear to God, these things just all just fell out. I don't know. I guess it wanted to be shuffled. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like mix these up a little bit, and then it decided it's gonna do it itself. I'm not sure about this tarot deck right now. We may need to sit it under a crystal. Hold, please. Okay. The good news is that now there are probably some in here that are reversed because they got all mixed up and I didn't organize them. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to pick another card, and I don't know which one. Listen, it's been a day, all right? Okay. Ooh. Why? The Fool. It's a beautiful card, but we have the Fool. Here, it's not going to focus because it's trying to focus on my face. Okay, let's find out what that is and see what we're going to do about this. What is today? What is today? All right, so the Fool card was a new to me author. Not bad, right? I have lots of those, but trying to pair it with a book I could find an audiobook for because I need that today. I've got a lot of admin stuff that I want to get done. 2, not a fantasy or a romantasy, and 3, that matched the Timmy's prompt of either an alliteration in the title or 2 D's in the title. That's where it became more difficult. I found one though. I'm gonna read Hot Under His Collar by Andy J. Christopher. I remember hearing about this book at Steamy Lit last year, and she actually like didn't have any available at Steamy Lit. They were sold out by the time I got to her table, but I found it on Pango, and so here we are, and now it's been sitting on my shelf, and this is a priest romance. We just talked about it. He's forbidden fruit, and she's a rule follower, but their connection is something to believe in. So I think this is what I need. I think I need a fun, silly time, and it is an alliteration, so there's a H and an H, so we're counting it. It's a little bit of a stretch because it's, you know, it's a pronoun. I don't know. It still counts. It's in the title. So that's what we're going to read today. And we might end up getting more than one book in for Timmy's because like I had a bunch of books that worked for Timmy's or worked for the prompt, but not both. And so, yeah. The other ones there were a couple that I had but didn't have audiobooks, and they're dark romances. I do want to read them, but I need an audiobook this morning. So that's what we're going to do.
I'll check in with you when I have something to say. Hello, it's a few hours later. I actually just got off of being on sprints with Brittany, and I am about 120 pages into this already, and it's going very fast. The audiobook is actually really, really good. The male narrator is Andrew Eden. He is the same person who does all of the like Lyssa K. Adams Bromance Book Club books, and he also does a lot of thrillers too. He does like the Geneva Rose books, and so I really like him. But anyway, I'm having like a fine time with it. It is what it is, right? It is very much a like trying to be a forbidden romance, but you know, it's a rom-com, and so we're not doing the forbidden very well, but it's like, it's a fun, silly time, and sometimes that's what I need. I really like priest romances. I have a good time with them, and so this one is definitely like lighter on it. I saw a review that was like, I was expecting this like, you know, taboo forbidden romance, and I really got like microwave from Chili's priest romance, and that's what it feels like. That is what it's very middle of the road. So like, I guess if you think about in terms of the like thesis of this project, I'm not going to stamp it. So like, should I DNF it? Yes, but I am going to continue on because at least like, I don't know, I'm having a fun time with it. It's not something that like I dislike enough to DNF, right? There's the thing, like, so some books are not 5 stars, but they're still fun to read. They're still a good experience, and it's, you know, pretty easy. It's an easy read. I am sitting here, I'm making TikToks for some of my authors and just trying to get ahead on my week, and that's what I'm doing because I'm, you know, making Canva graphics and stuff. That's my update. I don't have much to say, but I'm at like 39% already. Like this, 41%. So this is actually like going really, really fast, which is good. I should be able to finish this book today. And then hopefully I can get another one in for Weekend at Timmy's, because I have a lot of options for those prompts. They just didn't necessarily fit also the tarot card, which is the whole point of this video. So anyway, just thought I would come in and chat. I don't know that I will give you another update until I finish the book, just because like there's not a lot to talk about. The banter is fun. Like they are having some good, like, interesting banter, and I do appreciate the deconstruction that's happening in this book, because he is a priest, and they are talking about like the Catholic Church and some of the very old traditions that are being upheld, and he's like, well, I've thought about leaving the church just because of like, I don't necessarily stand for everything that the Vatican is, you know, preaching, but he's like, but if I leave this parish, then you know, they're going to replace me with some he said old conservative white man, and I was like, that's great, because like he is affirming of this, you know, the queer couple that is in his parish, and like he does a baptism for the baby of these 2 women, and so like he's like, if I leave, then like who's protecting them? And I appreciate that. I really like that. So as far as like the romance is concerned, it's not anything. It's very much like it's a rom-com movie. That's what it feels like. But it's not doing anything like stellar. But I've been reading a lot of romance lately, and I've been reading a lot of dark romance. So like maybe that's just the problem, is that like there's this like rom-com just feels too light and fluffy for me. So it is what it is, but we're going to try it, and we're going to finish it out and have a good time. Hello, good morning. It's Sunday, so the second day of Weekend at Timmy's, and I have a lot to catch you up on, but I'm gonna unbox something first because I got it from Mango, and I got it yesterday. Forgot about it. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna open this up, put it on my shelf, whatever. And then I started opening it, and I was like, this is the prettiest thing I've ever seen. So I'm gonna do it on camera. We're gonna do this fast because I'm watching sprints, and then also we have a plumber coming and showing up today. So I don't know when they're gonna be here, but I think it's gonna be soon. So anyways, it's in this like really cute box. And then it says, Thank you for your order. It made our day. We hope this package makes yours. Happy reading. I'll link their shop down below because it's just so cute. I've never ordered from them, but I will definitely order again. This is so nice. Like how they wrap this. Impressive, honestly. Got a cute little bookmark. Look how pretty that is. And like it's wrapped in like plastic wrap and then tissue paper. Honestly impressive. So yes, this is falling down the rabbit hole even farther with Carla Sorensen. This is Best Laid Plans. I think this is the first one in a new, one of her other series. Love Not Quite at First Sight. Former Dallas football player Burke Barrett is weathering a lot of changes. He's retired from football, he's mourning the loss of his best friend, and now he's bequeathed to a dilapidated house in northern Michigan that he doesn't want. To his surprise, it comes with a long-legged, blindly optimistic renovation manager with big ideas for Burke's inheritance. She's passionate, irritating, and irresistible. Restoration expert Charlotte Cunningham is used to rough exteriors. This surly client, with his stubbled jaw, towering physique, and inflexible attitude, is worth smoothing over. The attraction sizzles and a proposal is in order. A romantic tryst to relieve the tension. No strings attached. A safe bet for both of them since Burke is prepared to renovate, sell, and move on. A pet project with an end date. Does that go for love too? Burke must decide what he really wants and what he's willing to risk. He should know by now that best laid plans can change in a heartbeat. This sounds like it's going to be so good. I'm so excited about this. So anyways, I have a whole Carla Sorensen shelf at this point. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed. So let's chat. Last night I finished Hot Under His Collar. Here's the thing. The smut was really good, okay? It took a long time to get there and the payoff was great. But this wasn't doing anything phenomenal, and I think that it was just missing that level of forbidden romance that it was advertising. So, giving it a 3, it's fine. Not gonna stamp it. However, then we got to our next pick. It was late at night, and so I was like, I'm gonna just pick something so that way I have something to read in bed when I get up in the morning. So I didn't film like, you know, me talking, but I did film picking a card. And the prompt for that was to read the shortest book on your TBR. And I actually ended up having one that fit perfectly for a book that worked for Weekend at Timmy's as well. And so last night I read To Train a Demon by R.R. Mangold. This is like 1.5 after To Touch a Reaper. Is that right? Yeah, to Touch a Reaper. And this is a paranormal fantasy romance. So the first one is about this girl who is a Reaper, and she can see this human who is a nurse at a hospital. And this Reaper is, collects the souls that die at the hospital, and somehow she can see this nurse, the nurse can see her. There's a romance there, and then this follows it. So I can't really tell you exactly what it does, but it takes place in hell, and it's kind of like this epistolary journey, this diary to himself, while they're spending 100 years as a demon. And it was so good, and I had such a good time with it. I'm giving it 4 stars, and I'm going to stamp this. So, yeah. And I'm also, hold on, I'm gonna go grab the other one. So this is To Touch a Reaper. I actually read this one on our cruise back in May, and so I didn't talk about it. I gave this one, I think, 3.5 stars. It wasn't like, it's a little cozier than I typically like my romances, because it kind of feels dark because it's dealing with death, but it is just kind of like cozy slice of life. So I normally wouldn't stamp these like for that, but this is actually a local Utah author that I am mutuals with on TikTok, and also like we've had conversations at signings and things like that, because she's like local to Utah. And so yeah, I'm gonna stamp these because of that.
I think that your voice sounds like honey on a summer's day. Did I say it out loud? It's your fault for making me this way. 'Cause when I see you, it's like breathing underwater. I'm awkward, I'm flustered. Is it me or is it getting hotter?
I have 2 minutes left at this sprint, so I don't think we're actually going to get much. I don't know if we'll be able to pick a book, but we're going to try. So we're gonna pick a new card and see what happens. I'm not looking, I promise. Ooh, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. It's the Chariot card with this hot air balloon. It's so pretty. I love this deck. I'm so obsessed. So here we are. Let's figure out what that prompt is. Okay, back from the chatty bit of the sprint, but this is perfect. So the prompt for Chariot is to read a thriller. And you know, I need some fast-paced, something quick, and I'm really excited to read this one. This is one that's been on my radar for a little while, and I'm excited about it. So I'm gonna be reading The Final Orchard by C.J. Rivera. This is like a sci-fi thriller, and it's been comped as like Silo meets The 100 meets Black Mirror. And I'm kind of here for that. How far would you go to safeguard the future? So like they're in this underground like colony, a society where bionic enhancements are the epitome of wealth and power. Scientific researcher Dr. Rosario Arata threatens to topple the status quo with her pioneering organic enhancement. Yet, when a horrific accident kills her daughter, Rose's quest for answers lead her to become trapped in a twisted version of her life's work. It's kind of giving Blake Crouch vibes, and I'm here for that. So that's what we're gonna read. I have a lot to do today, and I'm actually starting another vlog. It's like not reading. It's like I'm doing a week in the life as a content creator. I'm not sure which one's coming out first, this one or that one. So whenever it's live, I'll link it up above if you're interested in that. I'm gonna find the audiobook for this, and I'll talk to you later. Hello, happy Monday. I am about 50% of the way through The Final Orchard, and I'm having a very good time with it. The audiobook is really, really well done. So I'm excited about that. And I'll definitely be continuing this on audio. This is such an interesting book, and I don't know what to comp it to because it's almost like two different books. Because we're seeing Dr. Arata, or Ro is what they call her, and she is at the beginning stages of these experiments, and then we're seeing Ever, who is like once it's fully formed, and so you see the beginning and the end, and you're just trying to figure out like how we got there, and I am enjoying that. However, it's hard to comp this because I am like, the two timelines are so different in that Ever's timeline is almost YA. My brain is thinking like, oh, this is like The 100. This is like Renegades by Marissa Meyer. It has that YA, almost like Skyward. We have these like tough, like kind of stabby, like sassy female main character in a YA sci-fi. And then you have Rose timeline where I'm like, this is Blake Crouch. This is definitely Silo. This is Black Mirror. Like I'm feeling two very different comps. And so I'm enjoying both of them, but they feel like I would be recommending them to two different audiences, and so that's where I'm struggling. Enjoying both timelines, but it does feel like I'm reading two different books, and I'm really excited to see how the book is going to progress and like how those timelines are going to intermix and mesh at some point, because obviously like that's how thrillers work. But having a good time. There's a lot of science to it, but it's not in a way that people are like, I'm not confused by it. It's dumbed down enough for people who, I guess I am in science and I am in microbiology. That's like my background. So I guess I'm not the person to tell you if this is not dumb enough, but I am understanding it all. So there's that. You can't, like, I'm getting a really bad glare from my glasses, but I've been working all morning. I need to clean my office. I am feeling a little bit of overwhelm, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop on this audiobook and do that. Was I supposed to clean my office yesterday? Yes, I was, but because we had a plumber here most of the day, because our bathroom decided, like, I don't know, there's like, we have one little bathroom that every so often will just back up. It's because our house is so old that the plumbing underneath the house has like literal right angles, and that's not good for plumbing, I guess. Anyways, all that to be said, the dogs were all in here, like locked in here with me yesterday, so I couldn't do any cleaning. That's my plan, and then I'm going to the pool this afternoon at my mother-in-law's because we have family in town. So I need to get to work. I need to get some stuff done, but I will chat with you later.
Good morning. You're getting a car update today. I finished The Final Orchard last night, and I loved it. Okay, I loved it. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I'm gonna stamp it. We're gonna keep it. Obviously I'm gonna like, I don't know. But I had such a good time with this. I think that the way that it was weaved together, it was predictable. And so like I don't know that everyone's gonna love this book. I don't know that it's a book that like I will widely be able to recommend, because like I was saying, like even up until the end, like it did feel like two different books. But the way that it was interwoven, despite being predictable, was still so emotional, so interesting, and just kind of really hit you in the feels. And I don't know if that's, I don't know, maybe my hormones are just doing crazy things right now, but it's yeah, it was really good. And I think that the way that she wove the two together were so interesting. So yeah, very, very excited about that one. Okay, so I did record another poll, another tarot card, because we're gonna do one more book. And I was like, let's find another book. But I was going to the pool yesterday, and so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pull this really fast, and I didn't want to be on camera because I hadn't quite finished the Final Orchard. I think I had like 45 minutes left of the book, but I was like, well, I'm going to finish it while I'm at the pool, so let's just pull another card. And the prompt for this is to read a book with animals involved some way. And I thought, we're going to do a cowboy romance because why not? Okay. I've been wanting to read this book all month and we haven't gotten a chance to do it yet. So we're reading Wild and Wrinkled. And so I only got about 4 chapters into this yesterday. So very little has been read. But this is Cam and Dusty's story. And it starts off at chapter 1 with Cam being left at the altar. And, I could not imagine that happening. I could not imagine, especially like just from a practical logistical standpoint, like how much time and effort and money and energy that you put into planning a wedding. Like not on top of the aspect of your relationship, the time and energy and effort that you put into building the relationship in order to walk down the aisle. Right. But just on the practical standpoint, how much you put into just the wedding, the party, that's a lot. And so, yeah, I could not imagine that happening. So yeah, but anyways, I'm only I think I'm on chapter 5. So very, very early on. So I don't have a lot of actual thoughts about the book, but it's Lila Sage. I know I'm gonna love it. I loved the last 2 books. They've been 5 stars. This is kind of a second chance romance, so I'm going into it with a little bit of lower expectations, but it's second chance in the fact that they were together 15 years ago, or they knew their history is from 15 years ago. So it's not necessarily a recent thing. Second chance romance is typically my least favorite in the contemporary romance tropes, but it's Lila Sage. I think I'm still gonna love it. So anyways, I need to go to work because that is a thing I have to do today, but I'm hoping to listen to some more of it on audio.
I look like a hot mess. It's fine. I was putting up my fixing my lights, and then I started cleaning my shelves, and I wanted to reorganize them. Look at this. I have almost entirely a Sierra Simone shelf. That's amazing. I will, because I have Rose Gravestone's books, and then Rena Kent's to fill out the shelf. But when the Priest special editions come out, they're gonna go right there. But let's chat. I am a little over 50% of the way through Wild and Wrinkled. I'm having a good time despite this being a second chance romance, which Lila Sage, you can do a second chance romance. And I think a lot of it is because they just grew into different people. It wasn't so far it's not they didn't break up because they one person did something terrible. It's just that they were 15 and now they are adults. But this was an interesting choice, I think, for the main character, because Cam is Riley's mom from book 3, and I don't know, I think it's kind of nice having her get her own story, because you saw the other side of that co-parenting in the 3rd book, and so this is kind of nice. Alexa's being loud, but you kind of, I don't know, you just see it, you see the other side of that co-parenting bubble, and it's refreshing. It's refreshing. And I think this is something this was a book that
Lila Sage had said like she put her heart and soul into, and she absolutely like she wanted to say something about with this book, and I don't know, I'm having a good time. It's going very, very quickly. I'm kind of hoping that I can finish it today. That would be great. I am losing steam though. It is 2 o'clock. I have a massage at 4. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done, how much more I'm gonna get done, but that's okay. That's okay. This can be a weekend project as well. But I have to show you my bookmark that I'm using. Look how cute this guy is. This is from Mel's Patreon. This was the most recent one that she sent, and like, look how cute he is. He's adorable, and I thought this is a perfect bookmark for this. Okay, this is a phone update, and I don't even have my little mic with me because it's at home. But I'm just driving to go get my massage, and chapter 28, when Dusty stands up to her parents. Oh my, that's so hot. That's, I mean, as someone who does not have a relationship with her parents for a lot of reasons, that's so hot. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm liking this. The only complaint that I'm having with this book right now is that it feels like we're not in on the story, right? Because there's second chance, and Cam keeps saying, I don't want to talk about it. Like, so when Ada is asking, like, what happened between you two? Why have you not been together since high school? She's just like, I don't want to talk about it. And so that's the only thing. She gets to the point where she's like, I think it's like, we had a traumatic ending. What does that mean? That's my only complaint, because like, she knows what's going on. Dusty knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I want to know what's going on because I need to know if Dusty can be trusted, because right now I would like to trust him with my entire heart and soul. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get a massage. I'm gonna finish this tonight though, because I think I only have like maybe an hour and a half left. Nope, I just checked. I have 45 minutes left. So after I get my massage, I'm gonna go to the store and stick my AirPods in, and that's what we're gonna do. 5 stars. Oh my god. I think Dusty might be my favorite of the guys, and that's really hard to say, but I love this man. He is so great. I went into this book first off, not knowing what the tropes were, and then secondly, when I realized what they were, then I had lower expectations, just because like those aren't usually my favorite. But this, I don't know if this one or Swift and Saddled is better. I think I like Ada the most as far as the women, but I like Dusty the most as far as the men. So obviously we stamped it. In fact, we're stamping all of them. We're stamping all of these books. I can't wait to meet Lila. I'm really hoping that she does some sort of tour or stop for Soul Searching. Oh, I can't wait to like meet her and talk to her again. Because I met her at Alexandra Kennington's, but she didn't stay for the signing. So yeah, I want to like chat with her. Not that it like, that sounds so weird that I'm like, I want to chat with an author, but I do. So anyways, we stamped it. We ended on a win. We stamped 6 books in this. We didn't read 6 books, but we stamped 6 books. So that's exciting. This was a win for Should I Stamp It? This is kind of an ongoing series. I kind of try to do themes every time, so let me know what I should do next time, because I don't have any ideas. This video is kind of inspired by Gavin's Emboss It or Toss It, I think is what he calls it. The funny thing is that I had already started thinking about, an idea, and then he put out his first one, and so I like hadn't watched it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna film my own, so I didn't want to like copy. Now I've caught up on his. But anyways, if you want more of these videos, I'll link Gavin's down below. But let me know what I should do for my next theme. I'm thinking, because it'll be my birthday in August, I could do something along those lines. I don't know. We'll see. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. And also, if you've read the Rebel Blue Ranch series, tell me which guy is your favorite and which girl is your favorite, because I want to know. And then if you're not feeling chatty, do a cowboy emoji. obviously. I'm going to link my other episodes right down here if you want to catch up. If you are just seeing this one for the first time, I'll link them right here. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so it down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, my Goodreads, my Threads, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!